Everybody made it out safely. There was no tragedies. Just the mild bear kind of stuff. So, just in case you guys don't know, we have a new massage therapist, Brian. So we're offering 15% off of his massage services if you want to give him a try. He's our PTA, so like a physical therapy assistant as well. So he's very good with like the sore things, like my shoulder, my knee, my back. And he also does reflexology, which is like where they push on the points on your foot. So that appointment is a 30-minute appointment just on your feet. And we're doing 20% off of that until August 1st as well. So if you're like, oh, I can't get in, but you want to like buy it now and then save it to use in the month of August or whatever, that's fine. But he does those services, cupping, the Graston, like, you know, the scrapey kind of stuff. And we're excited to have him like participating. So his schedule is in the Mind Body system. If you wanted to schedule, you can do it online or let us know and we can book it for you. Taisha's Heated Power Flow is the new class on Thursday nights at 5:30. So I think Lauren came last night, right?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah. Wonderful. And we're running some like team yoga things. So if you know any high school or like travel teams that are looking to get like a yoga program or a yoga stretching session in, we can bring the teams in here or we can send someone out to them. But we're booking up for August on those things now. So just some things coming up. Thanks everybody that like participated in the nurses pantry and the blood drive. That all finished yesterday. I think there were like 16 pints of blood, like donors that got through. So nice stuff. Nice stuff. And there were a couple of first time donors, which is exciting too. So guys, I'm gonna have you guys start standing today. So as you come to stand, somewhere near the top of the mat, it doesn't have to be the tippy top. You're gonna get yourself set up so that your feet are about hips distance apart. Spread those toes out nice and wide. And then try to see if you can find the 2 points on the heel of your right foot. So on your heel, if there was like, not just the center, but a left side or right side of the heel, on the right foot, you push that down. And then if you can maintain that and push the baby toe side of your foot down. And then the big toe side of your foot down, all on that right foot. So now I've got my right foot actively pressing down to the floor. And then from the big toe mound, keeping all 4 of those points on the right foot, can you make like a line from your big toe to the heel of your left foot and you press that one down, but you can't lose the right. No, right? Keep the right foot, press the heel of the left foot down. We're finding 2 points on that heel. And then the baby toe mound. You keep all of that in the big toe mound. So now I've got 4 points on each foot. So it's 2 points on the heel, baby toe mound, over to the left foot, heel, baby toe mound, big toe mound. And I'm pressing both feet actively down. And that makes like an infinity sign as it goes from one foot to the other. And then from that infinity sign, that like spiral from one foot to the other, we're finding that active standing. Turning on the muscles under the foot. And feeling the weight evenly distributed between the front of your foot and the back of your foot, the left foot and the right foot. You can bring that feeling of that infinity sign at the very bottom of you, the basis of your understanding. Get it? Understanding. Up the legs to those knees. And you find a little softness in your knees. And then bringing that feeling, that infinity sign up through the thighs, the legs to your pelvis. And you notice that the pelvis is free. It can like tip a little forward, a little back. But there's movement within these fans of the hips. And now we bring your attention to the pelvic floor, the mula bandha, the very bottom of the pelvis. And that's the idea of lifting in and up from the center of you. And that connection to the mula bandha is important in holding in our energy and supporting the internal organs of the body. It helps us find a lightness as we float forward and back from the mat. The space within the pelvic floor helps support your abdominals and your back. So what is the grounding energy of your life like right now? The mula bandha has to do with roots, with safety. That I feel connected to the earth and that as I press down, I can rise up. The color associated with this is red. What is it like for me to be rooted down? To be stable? Too much in this like root chakra space, that mula bandha, we become like stagnant. We don't want to move forward. I don't want to change. We get a little lazy. So we try to find a balance like you do in your feet between the front and the back, the left and the right. And your ability to be strong, but not ugly strong, not forceful in a negative way, but a beautiful strong. A strong that includes compassion, kindness, humility. So as we work through our practice today, thinking about that connection to the pelvic floor, that energy of the legs, where our stability and strength come from. You match that with the compassion and love that comes from that heart center. To be strong in the most beautiful and graceful ways. If you have an intention to set for today's practice, you can set that now. Maybe a word or a phrase that you repeat to yourself a few times. On an inhale, take both arms, reach them up towards the sky. Make a few circles in your wrists. Reverse those circles, take them in the opposite direction. Good, and then as if you were reaching up in the sky and grabbing a hold of that intention, you pull it down as you forward fold. And bring those hands down onto the floor, pressing that intention right down into the earth. On an inhale, halfway lift. Find a little arch in your back. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down. Step back to your tabletop positioning. Pressing those hands down into the ground. On an inhale, look up, let your belly drop down, arch your back. And then exhale, round your spine into your chest and push the ground. Good. Inhale, look up, belly drops down, arch the back, shoulder blades squeeze together, heart moves forward. Exhale, chin to the chest, round the spine. Let's bring that Mula Bandha into this movement. So as you inhale, look up, pelvic floor relaxes. As you exhale, your pelvic floor lifts, the low belly pulls in, and your belly button moves back towards your spine. Inhale, look up, pelvic floor relaxes, arch the back. Exhale, engaging your Mula Bandha and your abdomen as you round the spine. Last time, inhale, look up, belly drops down, arch the back. Exhale, chin to the chest, pulling that belly in and up. Good, returning back to center, your tabletop position, extending the right leg back behind you. Lifting it up and off the mat, keeping those hips square evenly to the floor. Arms pressed down into the earth, so we maintain the stability, the grounding energy of the pose. If possible, take your left arm and reach it forward, but you do so because your right arm gets so strong. Inhale, lift it up a little higher if you can. Then as you exhale, bring your elbow and knee together underneath you, round the spine, pelvic floor, and abdomen engaged. Inhale, extend, find that reach. Exhale, pull it in. One more time, inhale, extend, reach out long. Exhale, elbow and knee together, and round. This time, inhale, extend. We find a bend in the back. When you reach back with your left hand or your right foot. If not, no big deal. Just still kick your heel towards your butt. Keep those arms really strong and lift the chest up a little higher, a little more back bend if you can. And then release the arm and leg back down, hands and knees, tabletop position. Inhale, look up, let the belly drop down, arch your back. Exhale, round the spine, chin to the chest. Coming back to center, tabletop position. We find the same thing with the left leg. So the left leg reaches back and lifts up, stay even. Low belly engages, strong. Now you press down so much into your left hand, it's so rooted, so stable that the right arm can reach forward. Breathe. If you can, you lift up a little higher with that arm leg. And then on an exhale, bring your elbow and knee together underneath you, round spine. Let's lift that belly up. It's how you learn to jump through. Inhale, extend, reach long and through. Exhale, elbow and knee together underneath you, round the spine, push into that left arm. One more time, extend. And round, pulling it in. Good, this time you extend, find that leg. Bending the left leg, reach back with your right hand, grab a hold of that foot, and lift it up and back. Keep pressing into that left arm, so strong. Good, release that arm and leg back out nice and long. Return them to the mat, tabletop position. Inhale, look up, belly drops down, arch your back. Exhale, round the spine to the chest. Good, sitting back towards your heels, child's pose. Good, in your child's pose, with those arms extended. You turn your palms up towards the sky in a gesture of giving and receiving. Thinking of someone in your life, whomever it is who steps forward first. That they might have what they need. That they might rest well. Good. On your next inhale, rising back up, your tabletop position, hands back down. Grounding those palms down, tuck the toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog. In your first downward facing dog of the day, you move it around. There's a difference between bending your knees to pedal out the feet and keeping the legs straight and wagging your tail. Some days you may find one feels a little better than the other. One isn't right and the other one's wrong, correct or incorrect. They're just different. So you figure out what's going to feel really, really good today. Walking your hands back towards your feet, coming into a forward fold at the back of the mat. Letting your head hang down, your feet about hips distance apart, your fingers around your elbows, chin into your chest. You can allow the body to rock forward and back or left and right. And as that chin drops in, if you feel a little bit more stretch somewhere in this back side of the body. If you feel it more on the left side or on the right side. Keep those heels grounded. You engage a little in your pelvic floor here now. And as you squeeze those sit bones together a little bit, and the knees apart a little bit, you find a little more depth to your stretch. Taking those hands back down onto the earth, nice and slow, walk it out, plank position. From your plank position, pushing the ground away, nice and strong, inhale. Exhale, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, lift upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Good, in your downward facing dog, you try to press those heels towards the earth. You find the big toe mount, the baby toe mount, and the heel both pressing back. All right, on your next inhale, look forward. As you exhale, hop, step, jump up, float, top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up to standing. Take your arms up, overhead, reach up, find a little back bend. Exhale, forward fold. Pelvic floor engages. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, forward fold. Hands come down, step, jump, or float it back. Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog or tall forward. Exhale back, downward facing dog. Do you guys remember what cow pose feels like? It's where your back arches. Can you make your back arch here? Okay, good. Now stop doing that. Now, let's do it. How about in the shoulders? Can you make your shoulders go through like you did in your cow pose? So your shoulder blades are going to move apart, but you sink through towards your legs. That's a tough one, right? But now imagine cat pose in your low back and cat pose in your upper back. So you have like in a down dog, you have a cow in your down dog, and you have a cat in your down dog. And I want you to do like a cat cow dog, where your shoulder blades are going to move away from each other. Your upper back stays lifted. And then you're going to try to arch from your sit bones up towards the sky, but you have to keep your ribs in a little bit. So that's like part of that cat. You gotta keep the ribs in cat. And then at the same time with your heels towards the floor. It's so complicated, I know. It's like patting your head and rubbing your belly at the same time. On your next inhale, look forward. As you exhale, hop, step, jump off, float, hop and land. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, arch your back. Exhale, forward fold. One more time, inhale, rise all the way up to standing, take your arms up, overhead, at back bend at the top. Pause in that back bend. You take your sternum, that bone at the center of your chest, up to the ceiling, up to the ceiling, up to the ceiling. Good, now exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Ground those palms down, step back, up plank position. Good, super slow, lower down, Chaturanga Dandasana and palm. Inhale, upward facing dog or tall cobra. Exhale back, downward facing dog. You move your hips and down dog through like anterior tilt and posterior tilt, like stick your butt up and then curl it under. Kind of like that cat cow feeling in your downward facing dog. Good, on your next inhale, look forward. As you exhale, hop, step, jump off, float, top of the mountain. Inhale, halfway lift, arch your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise, come all the way up to standing, arms up, overhead, find that back bend, sternum lifts up, 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 towards the sky. And then back to center. Good, with your feet hips distance apart, inhale, bend the knees, and sweep your arms up to the sky, Vinyasa. I know, right? The favorites, the fan favorites, right? Good, we lift all 10 toes up. Your weight goes back a little further. Oh, it's so nice. Exhale, forward fold, hands go deep first. You straighten-ish into legs. Good, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. I don't care how far forward your hands go or if they go on the blocks, but I want your hands on something. Great. Right leg up in the air. Oh, that's so nice, huh? Now, if you take that right foot, tap the floor, and kick it up towards the sky. 10, 9, keep your legs straight. 8, 7, come on, all the way down, all the way up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up and hold it up. You got it for 5. Keep your hips even. 4, 3, 2, and 1.
Hey, boss.
Yeah, the blocks are good. You can move around in your hips. Take your hands back down on the floor when you're ready. You can do the other side, left leg up. Like all the complicated, crazy yoga pose things, right? Some of the hardest stuff here, just like bend over and try to lift your leg up. We're gonna take that foot, tap the floor, and then kick it up towards the sky. So it goes 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Up and hold it up. Good. Just holding your own leg in here, right? No weights needed. You take 5 pulses. Pulse it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, so nice. I want everybody to take their little face sweat and stuff. We're gonna take the mat, the long edge, to one of the walls. So you're moving your mat so that the long edge of the mat touches the wall. There's a wall here. That's plenty big enough. There. The wall with the tighter spine. Unplug those lights if they're in the way. Long edge of the mat to the wall. Long edge.
We don't know how to listen.
That's okay. The long edge of the mat is against the wall. So Lauren, you can use that wall. That's right there. Yep. And then right there. Yep. There we go. Right against the wall. And then. Yes. All right. So you have the long edge of the mat against the wall. Yeah. Lauren, get rid of that door stopper so it's not in your way.
He's trying to confuse us.
I know, right? Like, wait a minute. All right. So I want you to turn to face the wall and take your arms, if you can, up over your head. If you can't, move your arms at your side. That's fine. Okay? You're just here. Good. Now, I want you to drag your sternum up the wall as far as you can and find a back bend where you press your hips towards the wall, but your sternum has to stay touching the wall. So reach up. Good. Now you can turn your palms to face each other and now try to pull your arms back off the wall. And then reach up with your sternum towards the ceiling. And it starts to go back and you keep reaching up. You can imagine that like my 2 little hands are right behind you, pressing you into the wall and lifting you up the wall so you decompress that back. And then come back to the side. Good. Now you're gonna turn around, back to the wall, and find your warrior 2 stance. Right baby toe is against the wall forward. Left foot is back as far as you can. We're opening those legs nice and wide. Shoulders back against the wall. If your shoulder's bothering you or your neck, drop the hands. No big deal, right? It can be here, and it can be here. It doesn't really matter. Bend that front knee. Good. A little bit bigger stance. Good. Now, isn't this so nice? What you imagine, like your arms are playing tug of war, and your back arm moves a little bit. So yeah, perfect. Stay. Shoulders back against the wall. Knees bend, friendly bends, then bends. That right knee goes towards the wall. The heel stays down, stay rooted. Left heel goes back towards the wall. Back arm wins. Ribs go back towards the wall. Now we've got all the muscles turned on to hold your warrior two. So this is kind of like what it should feel like when I do it on my own. And then step, like come down, relax your arms, should be like good, little wider. Yeah, bend again. One more time, come into that warrior two. Arms out to the sides. Everything back towards the wall. Bend. 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 Feel that? Good. I find even more bend. Right? Like there. Good.
I feel like I'm kind of like a wall.
Back towards the wall.
Now look like back arm is in the elevator.
There. That's where I want you to feel in warrior two. Get those shoulders, like bottoms of the shoulders engaged. Wiggle down, wiggle the trays. Good. Right elbow down to your right knee. And everything stays back against the wall. Feel this against the wall.
Yeah.
Back against the wall. Yes. Woo!
You can't cheat, it's small.
No, the wall is something, isn't it? Heel down. Root down to those legs. Yes. Good, and then back up to the stand. People hear like wall yoga and they're like, oh god, it's gonna be so easy. And you're just like, this is for advanced people only. We did this to newbies, they would never come back again. So you can shorten that stance up, still with the right leg, triangle pose. Right baby toe is still against the wall. So arms are against the wall. My butt slides back and my hand comes down. And the other arm up. And I'm going straight-ish in my legs. Now, I could take my spine and curve it down so that I can go further down. But this becomes like a rainbow, like in my spine. And just for fun today, we're gonna try to make the top side short and the bottom side long. So this way, we're strengthening the spine out in space, rather than having to stretch it back against the wall. Yeah. And then strong through your legs, rise back up to standing. Good. Now, we're going to turn both toes in. And I want you to try to forward fold and notice how quickly your toes turn on. When you can't push your butt back behind you to come down. You know how the toes turn on? Yeah. You need your blocks? We're gonna bring the hands down to the floor. You can step away from the wall a little bit. Step away from the wall. You can step away from the wall, you can do your blocks, you can just step away from the wall, forward fold, and start to walk your hands back towards the wall. Feet back towards the wall. Everything is turned on. Good. Can you come down? That's your like. Bring your hands back now. Is that looking in your hips? Good. So we're trying to get those heels back as close to the wall as you can. Trying to get your hands as close to your feet as you can. Remember those feet I found with the heels, the big toe mound and the baby toe mound of the foot? You should be like feeling those mounds right now. One more breath. And then squeezing your inner thighs together, use them to help you come back up to standing. You might need to step away from the wall to come back up. Okay. Just still squeeze those inner thighs to come up. Yeah. Super. Feet together. Heels back towards the wall as best you can. A forward folding. Where you don't get to take, when I forward fold and my butt goes stays in line, ooh, that's way different than if I take my legs back behind. I don't want your butt to go back when you forward fold. So you do forward fold, but your butt doesn't go back. You can move your heels away from the wall a little bit. Sometimes it's like, hey, listen, I need some space to go forward, right? But once you get your hands down on the floor, try to walk those feet back to the wall. Try to walk your hands back and out your toes. Keep those heels grounded to the earth. And everything here is to try, right? I find it really funny that like when I ask people to reach up towards the sky, there's no like, I can't get it. I'm not all the way to the sky. Like, yeah, that's because we would never really get there. It's just the direction. Good, when you're ready, rising all the way back up. You may need to step away from the wall. No shame in the game. You can play with like coming up. Rolling it up.
I feel like little cramps in my foot because the muscles are like, they're trying so hard.
They are. All right, guys, let's do the other side. Left baby toe against the wall. Okay, so my left baby toe is against the wall for warrior two, and my hip is coming forward. I want this hip to try to pull back to the wall. And when I do that, this knee is going to want to come in. So I have to hold that and then pull this back as well. So, nice wide stance in the legs. Arms. So if I take my arms up with my neck muscles, they go like this. And then it looks like very compressive. And then everybody's like, relax your shoulders away from your ears. But oh, that's how we got them there. So if you think about your shoulders rolling together down your back, and then up, and then turn the palms, then they got there in a really nice way. You bring your ribs back to the wall, shoulders and pinky fingers back towards the wall. Big bend in that front. Heel stays down. Stepping forward, a little bit more. Now bend. Good. Back arm is inside of board. Perfect. Breathe. Keep bending that front leg. Feel that back hip going towards the wall. The left baby toe going back towards the wall. And in this place, we find this beautiful space to be like, oh, that's where I am. Because I can feel the wall behind me or not. Keep bending. Yeah, strong and stable. Good, when you're ready, reach straight into that leg, have your arms together. Good job. So, we go again, but this time for side angle. Big bend. In that front knee. Big bend in the front knee, arms out to the side. This time that left elbow is gonna come down towards the knee. I'm going to try to keep that back hip, shoulder, arm on the wall. And it's like, oh, this is where I am in space. Heel stays rooted in that front leg. So good. And a little deeper. Yeah. And then all the way back up to the side. Shorten up in that stance. Triangle pose. Everything back against the wall. Hips tip. That's part one. And it doesn't tip and come forward, it tips and stays back. Reach out as long as you can, down the wall, as far as you can, the hand comes down, and the arm stays up, and we try to keep those ribs back against the wall. the top side short, the bottom side long, so we're not elapsing today. Lots of good reasons to find that side stretch too, but for now, keep rolling that thigh out. So, like this, and then straighten the leg.
You got it.
Good, on an inhale, rise back up to stand. Ooh, good. Super. One more time, toes turning forward, forward folding. Toes turn in a little bit. You can step away from the wall. Body weight goes forward and then walk back. And we feel what it's like when our butt and our toes are in line. So I want your feet to be active. I want Taisha's little foot cramps for you. I want the feet to work to hold this. Those long runs on the beach, those long barefoot walks on the beach, your feet, they gotta be ready. Those little intrinsic muscles of the foot, we challenge them, stretch them and strengthen them in poses like this. Unless you don't. Unless you just lean and let the feet collapse. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, come all the way to standing 80 without taking your feet away from the wall, but that's so hard. That's so good. Feet together. Forward folding. Again. Blocks, feet away from the wall, the knee down. All that stuff is fine. Then you try to walk your heels back towards the wall. So forward folding. Good. Try to walk your feet back towards the wall. Keep those heels grounded as the toes work. Activate your feet. They are your foundation. They are your stability. And they are working so hard to make sure that you don't fall on your face. One more breath. And then all the way back to stand.
The monkey feet.
So, I want to do one more series with the wall before we move back to the center of the room. For this one, we're going to do camel's pose, where our hips press against the wall. If you are of sensitive knees, you may want to turn your mat so the short end is by the wall and you can roll it up to give your knees more padding. But everyone is kneeling facing the wall. Kneel facing the wall. Yeah. And if you want extra padding, fold those edges of the mat over, or fold your mat in half, or use a blanket. Having extra padding is not a terrible thing. Alright. We like a little extra padding. Up onto your knees. Yes, standing on your knees. Chest is close to the wall. Hands go to your low back. Lift your sternum up the wall so that we make space in the low back. Keep your hips pressing against the wall as you reach back, maybe for your heels, or find your camel's pose, hands on your low back. So now your sternum is going to peel off the wall, but it's because you lift up and your hips keep pressing into the wall. For 3. If your head drops back and that feels good, amazing. If it doesn't, keep the chin in. 2 and 1. Back up. Good. If you need to adjust anything in your knees, you do so. We're gonna do number 2. This time, if you want, toes can tuck under or heels stay down and reach back for your heels if possible. Chest lifts up. And as your hips press forward, you lean back. So thinking, I'm trying to take my chest as tall up the wall as I can, make as much room in my spine as I can. Up, 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 back happens. Up, 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 up. And then back to center and sit towards your heel. So, last one. You have an option here to work the drop backs. So if you're working your drop backs, I want you to take your arms up the wall and maybe hold on to a block. And then you're gonna like press your hips forward as you lean back and try to get your block to touch the floor. I know, crazy, right? So maybe arms are just up. Maybe arms are holding a block. Maybe my hands are on my low back and I support my low back. This is whatever you want for your third option. Inhale, tall, reach up. Exhale, and find your camel's pose or working 3 to 5 drop backs. Yeah, you can think about trying to put that on. We'll just stack them up and we'll see blocks away. Okay? So 3 to 5. There you go.
I think like already
Like, oh, I know stuff. Keep those hips reaching. Reach. Oh, it's so right there. So tap it. There. Back up. Now pull back up. Yes. Good. And again. 3 to 5 drop backs. If you like. Reaching up. Taking it back. Yes. Back up. Nice. Like, woo! You want to try one more? Why not? Right?
I guess.
And then after you finish your 3 to 5, you can come to sit back against the wall. So turn it so that it's long. So hold it up. Yes. Now reach back. Up and back. Bam. Alright. Coming back to seated.
Sit with your back against the wall, legs out long out in front of you.
Good. As you sit nice and tall, reaching those arms up towards the sky. Feel them back against the wall behind you as best you can. As you reach up nice and tall, we're gonna exhale forward fold over those legs. And I want you to think about your sit bones trying to reach for that wall behind you. As you move forward. You can bend your knees a little bit. That helps with that feeling of tipping in the hips. Some of the stuff that we do in here is just mental. Some of it is very physical. But it's fun to play with the mental part of it. It's fun to play with the physical part of it. Once a record is broken, lots of people break it. Because it's possible now. Coming all the way back up to the center. So keep those legs out wide. Hands go back behind your head, elbows wide. Tipping over to one side. Try to keep your shoulders back against the wall. Find your abs and use them to pull you back up to the center. Tip to the opposite side. Shoulders stay back against the wall. And then up through center. 2 more each side. Tip. Totally different, right? You have that feedback of the palm. And then back up to center. And tip. And back up to center. One more time each direction. Back stays against the wall, shoulders stay back against the wall. And last one. And back. Good, both arms reach up overhead, back towards that wall behind you. Nice and tall, dig in. Exhale, tip towards your right foot. Tip. And then turn your body and reach for those toes. But you tipped first. Now, can you press that left heel and that left butt cheek down into the ground while you reach over towards the right side? Good, and then reach those arms over your head, turn your body back towards the side so your back and your arms are against the wall. Use your abs to come all the way back to the side. Good, reach up tall, tip over towards the left side. Everything stays against the wall in the beginning. And then you turn and fold over that left foot. And as you do, you keep your right heel and your right butt cheek pressing down. That you're lengthening and reaching from a place of stability. And then bringing those arms back up off the foot, turn your body to face the center, back and arms are out against the wall. And then use them to come all the way back up to the center and relax. Good, last one, you come forward. So, reaching your arms forward, start to forward fold over your legs. Breathe. Nice and slow, bring yourself back up to center. And bring those legs back together. You get a little shake out your knees. Good. And then this looks easier than it is, but what I want you to do is come down on your side and take your legs up the wall. So.
This is a nice going at it.
I can do this one.
That's one of my favorites.
Legs up the wall. Nice.
She is getting good stuff.
So, we worked hard. We did work hard, right?
Never know.
Yeah. After all of that work, exactly what you done? Excellent. After all of that hard work, right? After that wall, like a good therapist is no, here's where you actually are, right? It'll give you a little relief as well. Is that what's on here?
Yeah.
So nice. I usually do this for my classes, so it's nice to get into it.
Good. So the weight of the sandbag is meant to help give you a little downward pressure into the pelvis, like the opposite of what it usually gets. So instead of you pressing your body weight from the top down, now the weight's gonna come from the bottom up. Does this feel even? If at any time that sandbag started to feel less comfortable, less fun, no big deal. You just bend your knees and let it drop off to one of the sides. It's only sand in there, it's not gonna break. Really good? Yes. There's nothing worse than an uneven sandbag. It's like when the sheets are like weird. How's that feel? Are you sure? It's like, yeah. If it's not, you let me know. Breathing deeply and allowing those legs that were worked so hard. This place of foundation and stability. And we pool our strength. Let it have a break. Let the hips rest. The spine rest. Can you, on your exhales, find another muscle to relax? We look for a balance between hanging on and letting go. Bending your knees, allowing that sandbag to fall off to the side. Even those legs up the wall, your right ankle crosses over your left knee. And then keeping your hips even against the wall, because it's really common for one of the sides of the body to crunch up. Try to really press both hips towards the wall evenly, and then if you want, you can bend that left knee a little bit. But if it doesn't feel so good, then let it go. Taking both legs back up the wall. And we'll switch sides. Left ankle crosses over the right. We do our best there to keep both hips even. You can stay right here. You want to feel a little more stretch, you can bend the right knee. That will give you a little more stretch in your hip. If you're getting a great stretch in your hamstring with your leg straight, just keep it here. Feel those hips evenly pressing towards the wall. Both legs back up the wall. So the last moments here for your final Shavasana, you can stay legs up the wall. I know some of you are like, oh, get that sandbag back on my feet, and I would stay here for even longer. Super. If you would like to move away from the wall and take your final Shavasana, you can scoot back down your mat and take your final Shavasana flat on the floor. wanna bend your knees and take your knees out to the sides, feet together, whatever you want. This is your last moment. Be working towards lengthening the exhales. So that your exhales are twice as long as your inhales. Beginning to breathe life back into your fingers and your toes. And give yourself a little stretch, arms overhead. And then if your legs are up the wall, you're gonna move from legs up the wall to a seated position. So take your time rolling onto your side. And then we all meet back in that comfortable seated position. If you're near the wall, you can sit with your back against the wall. Bringing your hands down, our center will close our practice together with the sound of Om in unison. Exhaling. Inhaling. Humbly with joy and gratitude, I thank you all so very much for coming today and sharing the practice with me. Namaste. Nice work, guys. Thank you. Questions, comments, concerns, you know where to reach me. If